Hey everybody, this is Retrokid Reviews doing a, I guess, vlog only part of the playlist if you're watching this a couple of years later or whenever on Saw Month for Saws 5 and 6. Bit of ground rules to what happened last time on Saw. We got up to Hoffman being the actual new Saw Jigsaw of the whole thing. Hang on a sec. Just remember that I'm on a call with XLR for his Shocktober, so link to his channel above if you guys want to check out. I guess anything he's done lately. So that being said, yeah, quick rundown channel-wise. My dad is getting a new tower that we've been greatly needing for the family for a long time now. And because of getting new said tower, I just realized, oh, there goes actually getting picture-to-picture for best and worst traps for the rest of this playlist. So my bad in advance. So, getting to the point, best trap for 5, obviously is going to be the underwater trap that Strum was in to kick off 5. It was actually pretty good. Bit of ground rules for 5, it's just it starts at two things. One, it's setting up basically where Strum trying to figure out who Hoffman is as the new Jigsaw killer, and adds as a origin story to how Hoffman knows John all along. Oh, by the way, since we're now talking about Hoffman, I could finally say his actor name, Costas Mandalore. If I got the name wrong at all, as per usual for any movie I have been reviewing so far, this in the last couple of years, IMDb down below for that, and 6. And, yeah, it's pretty good. Worst trap, it's gonna be, whatever kill count said, so cards of that, and we'll get to hit another count on him probably for 6, because 6 had a basically okay backstory, going forward for Jill Tuck, aka John's ex-wife, who I apologize to the actress that I do not remember your name at all, so again, that's why we have the IMDb for that. Also, going forward, I might as well get the figures that I was going to use for this, so give me one sec. And again, sorry for the apologies and all that setup. It's just been kind of a moderate to rough week coming back to work. And despite all that, you're going to get a quick preview for, I think, the finale for Saw Month. So, as per usual, the real Nerf, Jason right here. And for the surprise killer who's going to be it, no, I wish it was my figure version of Dexter. I still have it somewhere in the house. I was going to use it because 6, I'll get to right now. But before we get to that, I'm going to get my final ratings for 5 in general. We're looking at a cool 8.5. Actually, more along the lines of a 7, straight 7, which is not bad compared to where 4 was and everything. Just basically re-upping, the big plot twist for 4 that I forgot to mention also last time around is that it was also a prologue while on the same time, line as Saw 3. Again, I think, well, she explained it better. And unfortunately, I can't use any of his material because 1, it's not on YouTube, and 2, he stopped after, I think, 4 or 5, so my bad there. But to Welshie, I wish him nothing but success whatever he's doing nowadays. Also, since I'm talking about performer, channel awesome personalities, give a huge thank you and a good like to whatever new author drama, Lindsay Ellis is going through Bear Erotica, or whatever the hell it is. I think it was Wolf Erotica. Yeah, long story short, it's weird. The video response, not really an essay. She usually does video essays now. Long story short, she explains the whole thing there. So, yeah. I got the Batman Who Laughs. I might as well make a mini review. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a decent figure. I've heard a lot about this character and the dark side of the multiverse that led to Dark Knight's battle and all that stuff. It's actually pretty good. I don't know if I could use them for the finale. Hopefully I can. I need to pin down a voice that isn't Jason's because it's sounding like Jason's like I do with mostly new characters for the real Nerf Bat family, so who knows, especially adversarially wise. Maybe I can tone down Bruce somehow, but I don't know. It's gonna be hard to rasp it every other once in a while, so I don't know. So, final thoughts on 5 before we get to 6. It's not bad. Could have been worse. It did the groundwork of laying out where we are with Hoffman now as the official Jigsaw killer for the rest of the series. And a mysterious box that Jill basically had the whole time in that movie will reveal now with Saw 6. It was just basically envelopes, headshots for everyone that was going to be the new kills for this one. Oh, last up for 5. Most of the players involved, like Julie Betts, that I used to like in Dexter. Yeah, out of all those characters, aside from a regular on 24 back in the day, that's all I can remember. And Megan Good, sorry. Yeah, they had basically no flashbacks whatsoever. They had a really good like whole storyline of them having been involved in like a warehouse burning where there was some like homeless people living there, but they didn't all have a flashback to go with, so that knocked it down. It was going to be that, I don't know, just, it was going to be a 7.5 right up until I realized, oh, right, there was no flashback explaining anybody's backstory related to Jigsaw at all, so for all I know, it could have been just randos Hoffman found for the fuck of it, just to keep the narrative that Jigsaw's still alive somehow. I don't know. Oh, and pinning it on Strom. I don't know what counts as worst trap, since we're still on 5. I think the plot twist, because it's not worse. It's actually really well creative, and Strom got won over by Hoffman, and it was really cool. It was really nice to see that subplot go through. It's just when he was trying to climb out, the only gnarly thing I could find that actually did legitimately gross me out was the bone popping out. It was probably a fake armor and everything, but I want to say 12 plus years later, depending on when it was out in theaters, still holds up and still grosses me out to this day. So I got to give the team that. So yeah, now on to 6. Kevin, I forgot your last name for the sake of me, is going to be the director for this and the final chapter going for next week, hopefully on Halloween. Does a pretty good job. He sets a lot up that needed to be set up for Hoffman's flashbacks that we kind of forgot to mention. Where was he during 2 and 3 when Amanda was sort of looking to be in charge of the whole thing and having that weird animosity of like, oh no, I know what you did that screwed over John, and it was a whole thing. Also about Jill having a child in between the last 2 movies that didn't really go well because she lost the kid due to having a door crush it. It's a long, stupid, and very grosser story than the arm story I just told you about 5, but it's a plot point for going forward. And they're going to name the kid Gideon, which I really like this. I know you don't see the poster, but I really love the Scott Pilgrim series, and I'm going to go ahead and say, no matter what was going to happen, good timeline or otherwise, Gideon's still a bad guy name you give to a kid. I'm just saying. And yet I'm still surprised Tobin Bell's not a Canadian actor. Weird. Yeah. So yeah, 6 has the most flashbacks, and I think they learned from 5, like, oh right, give the people that's in the traps for the rest of this movie an actual flashback and reason why they're involved with John somehow. So, good news that they learned from that. Bad news, they did it during the Affordable Care Act that was happening during the Obama administration, more before he was getting the job that election year, and it was kind of cringe. Not so much because it's still a current topic, because yeah, I don't talk politics and anything here, and honestly, fuck Trump regardless. By the way, for anyone who really wants to know, I am registered to vote, and I'll tell you, hopefully, on election night, whoever wins, I'll probably be pissed or amazed. Either in character or off character, who knows. So, yeah, that's basically the bulk of those subplots there. So the guy leading throughout it was a healthcare mogul, trying to, like, screw over people's healthcare and stuff like that. And John was one of the few that got screwed over that is like, oh, here's this experimental thing that could totally help my cancer. Yeah, John, we're not going to do that because it's not in your coverage. It was that kind of dialogue throughout the late 2000s kind of style. And John didn't take it well, clearly. Again, this is where we finally get to retcons for flashbacks going forward, except here it's more political, which is not the series to start getting a little political. I'm just going to be blunt on this one. So, as far as Strom is officially dead, and Hoffman found the arm, by the way, that still grossed me out, because they loved reiterating that from the last movie. Yeah, thanks. But yeah, he used that to fake some prints around most of the traps in this movie, just to keep the narrative that he's still around and stuff, and I guess hide the body somewhere else. I don't know. Right up until what the hell is her name? Perez, from the FBI side of the subplots back in I think 3 and 4. She was supposedly killed. She faked her death for the sake of the audience. That the oldest joke there. Now that we're getting this part of the timeline, yeah, a lot of the weird plot twists that's gonna happen from here to final chapter, and I think Jigsaw is for the sake of the audience, but by Jigsaw is like really that retcon. We'll get to that when we get to the final part, hopefully, this coming Halloween day. Yes, I'm gonna actually put on content that's out on Halloween. Fingers crossed it gets out on time, more or less, so if it takes all week, that's probably why. So, final thoughts on just the healthcare subplot. Decent traps. I think Kill Count said that the pole that goes through one of the secretary's heads is very creative. In my personal opinion, again, it's practical, done right at the time. I don't like that they found a way to shoehorn like the key inside some dude's bod kind of thing. And he was trying to negotiate that. Oh wait, hang on, I could get in, and then she just it was like I guess their linear way to get a fight scene going. Regardless, both movies, by the way, runtime wise, if you all had all cared, don't even hit like the 2 hour mark, like every single one so far. So for about I think like 70 minutes a piece, they're both okay. And as much as I would love to also say in my description, this is where the filler comes in. The one that feels like the most filler, I want to say 6 more than 5, because all 6 really did was just basically finally get around to Hoffman's backstory, how he's someone that's getting trained by John and will probably get the job, which he won't when we get to next time on Halloween Day. So more on that for those bad final double reviews. And more to the point, the best trap I will say, like everyone has probably said in the fandom, is the carousel trap. That was actually pretty good. The last guy that got killed kind of hammed it up the most. I can't say every single thing because it was a lot of confusion because everyone was screaming at once. So, yeah, and also it has both movies and throughout the series has a lot of ADHD level kind of editing. Wasn't really much on that trap. There wasn't others before that and leading up to the final trap where healthcare guy basically gets melted by, I think, what was it, something acid. He got acided, and it was grody, but not strong getting ripped off, boned out grody, but it was kind of there. I did have a genuine pop-off for the plot twist that was happening. I hope that will be the case for Final Chapter and Jigsaw. Out of the 2 for next week, I've only seen Final Chapter a handful of times, and Jigsaw, I guess, since the kill count, but don't hold your breath on that. I'm probably misplaced that on my viewing end too. So, for that all being said, for 6, it's filler, but it was setting up for the finale. So we'll get to the rating on that. I'll take a straight 6. Not because of quality, because again, due to the nature of politics they were trying to shoehorn into for the story, that's mainly why it's getting 6 out of 10. If it was Jason, same thing, maybe like a 2, maybe 3 out of 5, just for the sake of it. If I had time to actually do a real Nerf Batman Who Laughs, 10 out of 10, because screw y'all. That would be the narrative I'm going to try to do, hopefully, for next week, when it comes to Halloween Day double reviews, because that's going to be the first, and hopefully not the last, but I'll see what I can do from there. So that all being said, end cards finally coming up for this review. Go to the playlist right here to see previous entries into Saw Month. Other hand here for my previous video, which was me talking about. Hang on one sec. Love having my laptop just to pad out the time. My bad for that. I think it was news on... No, it was my Toku editorial for Power Slash Rangers, thanks to Geek Watch on RVT. Forgot to mention that on my second take. My bad in advance there, John. Yeah, so that being said, official card to the Geek Watch if you guys want to get a full breakdown of how they all talked about it. They did pretty good. They had a decent discussion. They kind of won you over on some things that has changed over the last 5 years when it comes to fan films. I wanted to throw my hat in the ring, obviously, because Worthy's pretty good, and there have been decent fan films since then that I talked about in the Toku editorial. So that all being said, also sure here to sub to the channel to get to more future content aside from Saw Month. Notification down below. Again, like I said, also if you want to see stuff I do to the channel, I'm jack of all trades. I don't just do movie months. I also do Toku and other related entertainment news slash Nerf updates. Not really much other than I still want to get that Ghost Popper for maybe my cousin. So who knows? It'd be kind of cool for Halloween. Who knows? So that all being said, game over for now. Until next week, I'm Retrokid Reviews. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking out a very blotchy curtain. Again, it just goes like that. It just does. And as much as I like to quote something Hoffman would usually be quoting, I don't know. Maybe it's a little irresponsible to say that. I mean, you might end up in a song shop. You never know. You never know, guys.